Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on codandtech.net. My name is Shibam Dhar and I will be the host for this talk. Today with me I have community manager of Give My Certificate, mentor at Major League Hacking and more, Miss Pranjali Singh. So how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm completely fine, Shibam. What about you?
I'm also great, and first of all, thank you for joining this talk. It is really wonderful that you agreed to this. And the viewers and me myself are looking forward to listen to your experience and all your things.
Likewise, Shibam. I hope this goes a great session and we'll talk about everything and anything here. So yeah, we can move ahead.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, since you are a Major League Hacking mentor, right? So, what
Mhm.
was your aspiration to go towards it?
Okay, so as far as mentoring is concerned, I started my hackathon journey when I was in my first year. And first things I didn't know much about communities, I didn't know much about hackathons, I didn't know anything. So finding a mentor for yourself is also a very important thing. So I did
Right.
find a teacher in my college that mentored me and told me about how hackathons work and how things go in communities. So I am really thankful to that teacher, because he guided me in everything, in literally everything. So from my first hackathon, from mentoring it, from being a participant, and to the mentor myself, that has been a role model. So when I started my journey, it was I was just a participant. I participated around, I don't remember, maybe 15 plus hackathons. And I just won around one or two, not more. But when it comes to the being part of hackathon, we get to know more new people, we get to know their culture, we get to know about people a lot. So that motivated me. And mentoring was I used to help people. So I used to learn. I got into communities, I got to know more people, I got to learn from them, I got to know what is their culture, how people communicate, how people work with each other, the workflow, everything. So I got to know what is my interest. I got to know I like communicating with people. I was more into the non-tech side rather than the tech side. I knew web development, but I never practiced it because I was more into the non-tech side, managing, leadership, and building teams and mentoring students. So I was more into the non-tech side. So I got to know that this is my skill set, and I need to move forward in this, because one gets to know their own skill set and needs to conquer it, right, to move ahead in
Right.
their future. So I got to know that I was more into the non-tech part. So and running college, running clubs in my college and running communities, I even got to know that communicating and mentoring students was my, teaching students was my forte. So I moved ahead in it. And MLH was one such thing. I got the application for being a mentor in MLH hackathons. So right now I did mentor around 20 plus MLH hackathons, and I have even been a judge in them. So judging hackathons and mentoring them was communicating to students because I like it, because this is what I like to do, this is what where I want to move forward. So that is why this was the only aspiration, this was the only inspiration that motivated me to move ahead in this.
Wonderful. So it was basically you really liked teaching to the students and putting yourself between them. This is really wonderful and a good
Yeah.
thing to start with. That is really nice. So since you were telling you were telling about like you have been mentoring about 20 plus hackathons and also judging it. So what all the responsibilities did you hold? Like do you hold being a mentor or MLH?
Okay, so being a mentor at MLH, I do be a mentor in hackathons that are sponsored by MLH, that are
Mhm.
sponsored by GitHub, because they work
Mhm.
alongside. So my responsibilities include mentoring them, seeing to team, first it depends on the hackathon. Supposedly they assign mentors to particular teams, or supposedly they give us teams to judge. So that depends on the hackathon totally. So as far as my responsibility, I do mentor students in the non-tech as well as the tech part. Tech part, I do mentor them in web development, I do mentor them in designing. My core is business analysis, so I do also, you could say, mentor them or tell them the right path for business development or the growth of their projects, or how could they move ahead in the market. So this is all my responsibilities, and mentoring students is what, not only the, you could say, the only thing in the hackathon, because judging projects is essentially important. So
Mhm.
like we also get projects to judge, we also get, you could say, uh, like supposedly in a hackathon there are 100 plus projects, so we even get projects divided according to the mentors, like 10 projects to a particular mentor or 15 projects to a particular mentor. So we do even get projects to judge, and I
Mhm.
do judge them. I do tell the teams like what are there, you could say, how they can build their project more efficiently, how they could move forward in their projects in the market, and how could they could like be take their project from a prototype to a, like you could say, full-fledged market product. So that is all I do.
That's wonderful. So, since you were when you were asking the previous question, you were also telling about managing the project as well as the community, right?
Hmm.
So, and I'm also aware that you are community intern at, I guess, Give My Certificate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, what all things are important in managing any community? Let it be a tech or non-tech, just a general idea. If someone is starting with a community or organizing a community, anything. So, what are the basic or important things about that?
No, like first things first, being a member of a community is essentially important. Like if you are even a member of a community, that stands like great value. Like you are a part of it. Like every member counts in a community, right? Because
Right,
communities are something in which you could grow together, develop together, learn together. It is all about togetherness. And
right,
if you might have heard Steve Jobs, he said that it is not the faith in the technology, it's the faith in the people. So if
right,
you move forward together, that is the, you could say, the basic crux behind the community building part. So when it comes to community, a person who is managing the community is the one who, like you could say, is the binding, is the bond between the community that holds it together. So you should have the correct, you could say, knowledge of how to take people forward, like together. If the community is breaking or falling apart, it is of no use. If people are not interacting, like you could say, in the community, it is of no use. So having that patience, having that knowledge of taking so many people together single-handedly is the, you could say, main quality of a person who is, like you could say, managing a community. And as far as communities are concerned, you will have all sorts of people, like may it be good, bad, you could say, may it be new learners, freshers, or seniors, or people who are experts in their field. So there would be all sorts of people. So I would say that managing them is a, you could say, a heavy nut to crack, like a tough nut to crack. So you should have that much of patience of interacting with each and everyone. You should have that much of knowledge, and if you don't even have that knowledge, but at least you have that patience, I would say you could interact with each and everyone. Supposedly if someone comes in front of me who is a fresher, my
mm-hmm.
you could say my interaction level with that person won't be the same with the person who is an expert in his field, right?
Mm-hmm.
That two are a different thing. I need to be humble, I need to be kind, I need to be understanding to people, I need to understand their problems, I need to get to know them to help them, right? So managing a community is something like, there are a lot of qualities, I would say that, but one thing, that is understanding people, having patience, getting to know them is the only thing that you could like manage them. Knowledge part would, you would like keep learning from each and every member of the community as far as you move on. But the basic qualities, I would say, is knowing people, understanding them, and being humble. The first thing, be humble.
Right. Right. So, my next question is more like a follow-up question. Since you were telling that in a community, there will be people from, what do you say, from different ideas and different stages of their curriculum
Mindset.
activities. So, in a community, there are people with different views and ideas, right? And this creates a fair
Mhm.
chance of misunderstanding leading to some disputations. So, what do you suggest how to tackle with them?
Okay, so as I said that supposedly a fresher comes to me and an expert comes to me. My interaction level with both of them would be different, right? Me
Mm-hmm.
treating a fresher and me treating a person who is an expert in his field would be different. So tackling
Mm-hmm.
disputes among the community is something, some like first of all, disputes would be arising daily. This is not
Right.
something that you could say will come once out of a blue. No, they would be like daily. You'll have problems, you'll be facing issues with people because there are all mindsets of people. There are people who think different. No one is like, you could say, two people, no one is same, no one is similar. Each and every person is different. Thinking levels are different, mindsets are different, knowledge is different. So tackling disputes, it's something like, you could say, I need to understand both the parties first of all. Like there would be disputes between two or three parties, right? So getting to know them, understand the, you could say, what people are thinking, what people are trying to tell you, what people like, what is the matter on which they have that particular dispute, right? There would be something, would
Mm-hmm.
be a problem that is arising. So understanding it, getting to know it, and talking to people, again I would say humbly and patiently. Because if I also get involved in that dispute, what is the use of mine being an community managing intern, right? What is the position,
Right.
like if I have a
Absolutely.
position, what is the use of me being sitting there if I get involved in that dispute? One needs to be humble, one needs to bend down in front of other people, not, you could say, not be like foolish or something, not in that way, but one needs to be humble and kind and patient. One needs to understand the problem, one needs to get it, like I need to get down and get my hands like really dirty and get involved in that thing, right? To solve it.
Right.
So solving disputes would be something, I would say, just be patient, just be humble, just be kind to people, and there would be no disputes. Like if there are, you could solve them by these three things.
Wonderful. So it's like totally operating from a ground zero level.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So my next question is like since we are talking about once you are inside a community or you are a lead for a community, how to do the things. But next question is much about the students who are yet to be part of anything, any community. Like if someone wants to start with a community, what would you suggest?
Okay, first, like supposedly a person enters in his first year in a college and he
Mhm.
gets to know and looks around like to the seniors or someone else, people being a part of different communities. You don't, they like, I would say they, there's a state of confusion in their head, like where should I start, what should I do, how can I get involved in such things. Like I was in a such a state where till I found my mentor, I was in such a state. Like I used to look at my seniors, they were, some was a DSC lead, some was like in the Facebook developer circle, people are leading, people are developing. I was like, where should I start? There was a big
Mhm.
question mark in my head. So
Mhm.
I would suggest to the people who are entering and, like you could say, newly entering in the community part, I would suggest them, guys, please don't get confused. Please don't look around yourself and panic. That would only create chaos in your own head. Don't get
Right.
confused. There are a lot of things that you can do. Everyone has a different, you could say, talent. Everyone has a different skill set. It is not important if someone is developing, you also have to develop. It is not important. If you are a computer science student, it is not important that you have to write code. You have to develop. You could design. You could do anything. You could lead teams. You could be a leader. You could be a, you could say, you could debate. You could do anything. There are a lot of things. So communities is something where you'll find everything, where you can do everything. You could code, you could develop, you could design, you could orate, you could do anything. So starting in communities is like, look around yourself, get to know people, get to know the right people who will like lead you. Ask your, like seek help from your teachers. They're sitting there just because to help you, right? Teachers
Mhm.
are the best people whom you could ask and seek. And like, don't get confused. I will just say, because I did the same mistake, don't get confused around looking people and be like, I need to do this, I need to get into developers, I need to get into Facebook developer circle, I need to get into this. Don't do this. If you need to get into communities, just look around. There are a lot of meetups, there are a lot of, you could say, communities, there are a lot of campus ambassadors program, I would say. Just look
Mhm.
around, search on the internet, get to know what is your skill set, where you need to go. You want to go into marketing, you want to go into designing, you want to go into development, Just like get things straight in your head first. What sort of a community are you seeking, right? Because things would be, if you are like into three different fields, your head would like at the end of the fourth year you won't have anything in your hand, literally anything in your hand. You'll be running for placements, you'll be running for, you could say, placements in every field, and you'll be like, after, if you don't get it, you'll be sitting your hands on your hands and you won't have anything left in your hands. So just don't get panicked, don't get stressed out. Think think sit, think, and like get focused, get to know things how they work, get to know what is your skill set, what is your mindset, get to know what you are good at. Practice
Right.
it, look around, get to know the right mentors, the right people, the right teachers, and then enter communities. Because communities is something where you could seek help, where you could seek literal help in the field that you want. There are, like, you would find mentors in each and every field, like each and every field. I am saying in literal terms that you would find people who will help you get ahead in the skills that you have. It could be anything, it could be even singing and dancing. There are still people and communities that are good at it. So you'll find people who are good at this also. So just get to know people, don't get panic, enter communities once you are ready with the mindset and the skills that you have, once you are clear with it. So this is the only thing I would say, like, before entering communities you should need to know this. And for entering communities, just look around yourself. You have meetups, you have webinars, you have campus ambassador programs, all on internet, all over LinkedIn, all over Google. You'll find them everywhere. Search the right ones, enter into it, and grow yourself.
Right, absolutely. Which basically means the self exploration, the more self exploration you do, and that it will only benefit you for your self development. And once you get your path or domain, then you can make progress on and on. Absolutely. That was really wonderful. So, since you are talking about that, the benefits or the key points for anyone to start with communities, I would like you to share, being part of many communities. What would you say that how the communities help you in your overall development, whether it is on the tech side or non-tech side?
Yeah, as I said, when I started my first year, I used to look around people and I used to see my seniors who were involved in a lot of things. And I was like, anyhow, I need to get into this. I was like, I'm running somewhere for designing, I'm running somewhere for painting, I'm running somewhere for development. I was like all over my clubs, all over my clubs. I was literally so confused. But like, as I told, my teachers guided me, and I was like, I got to know about communities, I got to know about how communities work. So like getting into communities was something, like I got to know what is my skill set. As I told you, I got to know, like, I knew, I when I started, I knew web development, I knew the technical things, as my core is business analytics, so I knew analysis. But entering communities, I got to know that I was more into leading teams. I was more into the non-tech side. I started designing again. I started graphic designing again. I was like, I need to lead people. I need to be the mentor. I can do this better. So why not I try getting into this? I knew that I know development, I can do it. But my skills, my interest was on the non-tech side. So entering communities, I got to know that, like, if I do non-tech, if I get into non-tech part, I would be more successful. Maybe I do this more in a more efficient and a better way, rather than doing coding or getting into the web. It is not that I don't know it. I know it. That is fine. I know it. But I don't want to do it. I don't like doing. So being in communities, when I entered, I tell you, I just entered the campus ambassador programs that we have. I just entered the campus ambassador programs, and they told to market their products. Most of the campus ambassador program do this. They asked me to market their products, and I was like, fine, I'll do it. There's no big issue in it because I can do it. I have my influencing skills such that I can do this. It is a like easy peasy task for me, so I can do it. I started it, and after entering communities, after getting to know how they work, after learning how things work there, I got to know that I could lead them. I could literally lead them. Then I just applied for some of the managerial positions or management positions. First I got like in the Script Foundation, I got their Northern Region head. That was the first time I got to know how to lead communities. I was the North Region head, and I was like doing great there. I learned a lot of things. I Script Foundation, then I moved to Girl Script. There I was leading their chapter, Noida chapter. Then ahead, after moving, I got give my certificate, then merge intern, and things kept coming. So after, you would say, if I look back like 3 years ago, I was a very naive kid, like literally very naive. I didn't know how things work, how workflow goes. But now if you see me, I'm like, fine, you have a number of people, you have 500 people, fine, I'm happy leading them, I'm happy being their mentor. So communities helped me develop myself, my skill set, and my, you could say, my knowledge of being a leader, my knowledge of being a team member, my knowledge of being a team, you could say, member or manager or leader, you could say. So yeah, they helped me a lot. And I would say, if you need to polish your skills, everyone have certain skills, but if you need to polish them, you need to be part of communities.
Absolutely wonderful. So basically, you found your leadership's qualities and your non-tech side area all from the community, and it is really nice that you shared your stuff. For I think the viewers who are not so sure about the tech side but want to pursue their non-tech side, they will get benefit because now they know what to do in the community, how to lead, and of course, you always have to start from the beginning. That is so wonderful. So at last, I would like you to like if you have anything for the viewers from your side, anything you want to add on, you may give us the message.
I would just say to like what mistakes I did. It is always good to like start from something new, right? Don't do the mistakes that other already did. If you could
Right.
learn from them, commit some new mistakes, like commit something new. So I would say I did a mistake of being panicky, of being all over myself, like when I started. Don't do that. I would suggest all of the viewers, and I hope that they are mostly from the CS background, right? So I would say, people, don't get around yourself, don't get panicked, don't watch yourself, don't just watch people doing great things. Get down, get your hands dirty, get into the real world, get to know things, get to know yourself, your skill set, what you are good at, and then develop it. Be part of communities, learn together, grow together, develop together, and you'll see things coming to you. It is very
Nice.
easy.
Nice. That's really nice and very much of insightful because until and unless you start from the ground level, and then no one can help you. Right. Absolutely. So
Yeah,
with the
because you need to start
yeah,
from somewhere. Sitting at your
right.
chair won't let things come back to you. Things keep coming when you get yourself dirty, when you get on the ground and get your hands stuck into things that you want to do. So just get out, do things, and don't worry about how will you do it. Find mentors, find people around you who are good at it. You'll find each and everything. You'll find the best. So just go and do it.
Wonderful. So with this, we come to the end of this talk, and I am first of all thank you again for joining this talk, and I'm sure that whatever you shared with us, for all the viewers, it will help the students in order to do something well in their respective communities, or who are yet with some confusion whether they should start with a community or not, whether in a tech or non-tech field. This should help them a lot. So thank you so much, and yeah, and to all the viewers, thank you for viewing this video. I will be back again with worldwide people with worldwide tech and communities. Thank you.